Alright guys, welcome to the channel. In this video we're going to talk about Black Desert Online. We're going to talk about leveling up in this game and how it works. And we're going to talk about the different experience bars and how to understand them all. So let's get to it. Alright, so we're looking at Black Desert Online. We're going to just tweak some stuff here. Quickly, let's turn this on. Just for some ambient noise. We're going to look at our experience bars and what they all mean. And we're going to look at the very top here. And the first thing we're going to notice is that this little icon right here, which is indicating contribution points. And this bar right here, which is indicating energy. And these two bars are an experience bar in themselves. And they're also included within the levels. So we've got a couple different levels in here. So we got our CP, or what we call CP in Black Desert. So if you're coming from like Lineage 2, CP doesn't mean combat power. That's your GS, which is gear score, which is down here. CP is a contribution points, and how they work I'll explain. This one is called energy. Obviously down here is your standard experience bar with your level. There's also in here initial skills and skill books, which you can have a skill level. And of course there's a cap on skill levels, so you can only max them out to a certain point. So we'll explain how they all work and what they mean. So first off, as we get into CP, we'll talk about that first. In contribution points, it's an experience bar in itself, and we see right here how this works. So every time you do a quest in BDO or Black Desert Mobile, any of the Black Desert games, you get a little bit of experience towards your experience bar and contribution. So as you get this bar maxed out, you get another level of contribution, which my level right now is 20. So if I max this out, I'm going to be level 21 in contribution, which is going to hinder me 5 more contribution points and a maximum of 100. So you can see right here, level 20, level 21. That's going to this mean I have initial 24 right now available, total 95, maximum 100, and an additional 5 to play with. And what this means in your town or manor or camp, whatever you want to call it, they call it manor in the game, but we're going to call it a camp. So to keep it on regular terms, we call it a manor. And this is your manor right here. This is basically your little camp that you build, your mini game inside here. Once you go into your manor, you're going to have a little, like a bar that these guys hang out in. And these guys will come in every once in a while. You can see I got a gold available right now. I can hire this guy. I have 24 out of 99, so I have 24 available. I can hire this gold worker for 12. And that's what you're going to use contribution points for. The higher workers, and these workers will go around in the game, and they're going to do stuff for you, like collect loots, pick up different resources, and you can see right here, I'm going to set one up right now, so you can go like the world work, and if you need to collect a certain type of material to craft an item, or you want to take it and put it on the market and sell it, you can click on a certain thing, and you can hire these workers to do certain abilities, and they're going to also level up. They have their own experience bar on them, so the more you work them, the more experience they get, and then they get an additional level. As they get to a certain level, they'll have an opportunity to go from one tier to the next, and you'll be able to see that as you level up with them. So this guy doesn't want to work, so we got to give him a little bit of energy to revive him, and then bring him back into the world so he can continue working. So we'll just set a couple workers out just to do random things. And there's no real means to it. You got to kind of follow a little bit of a pattern. And initially what you're going to do is you're going to click on something that you want to level up. You're going to see what materials you need. And that's the kind of things you're going to look for gathering. Or like I said, you're going to check the marketplace on supply and demand for certain items. Where are we? I think it's this one here. So like if you look at stone, you can see how much stone's on the market. There's lots, so there's no need to put that more on the market. So there's something that's on low demand, you could put that on the market and possibly sell it for a pretty price if you can collect enough of it. So that's what initial CP is for. Like I said, this is contribution points. Not like I said, if you're coming from Lineage 2 or something like that, it's not your combat power. So if you hear people talking about CP, this is what they're talking about. And they're talking about how to set up for your workers. And that's, as of this point in the game, that's the only thing you use CP for is hiring workers to go out and collect materials for you. The next thing is going to be energy. I'm going to talk about what energy is and how to obtain it. Energy you don't get from questing. Like I said, in CP you do quests or any kind of missions or whatever you want to call them in the game. Every time you finish a mission or finish a quest, it doesn't matter if it's a main story quest or a side quest, you're going to get a little bit of experience towards the CP, and that's going to initially get you to the next level. On energy, how it works is you're going to go to towns and different areas. You're going to click on this part of the mini map. You can expand it if you want. You're going to see these little books. Right here is your Amity book or knowledge book, whatever you want to call it. If you click on these workers, you'll see a little like talk icon over them. This is your way to understand and know them and interact with them. Once you've interacted with them, you'll see that book goes away. You get knowledge right there for them. So as you obtain knowledge, you're going to get a little bit of experience for them as well. And that experience bar goes into your energy pool. So you get like 5 or 6 points of energy every like 15 seconds or something like that, or every 15 minutes. Can't remember the actual duration. But to regenerate this is what's going to do is, like I said, this guy here, he wants me to, there's a book around here somewhere on him. He doesn't want a quest, so just gonna try and get through it so I can talk to him. See here. So now I've talked to him, now the book's gone, I've got the knowledge from it. And as you progress with this energy bar and you keep talking to everybody in the world, this points will go up and up and up. I don't know what the actual cap is, but what you use the energy for is collecting materials in the world for yourself. So instead of hiring workers, you can run around the world. Like for example here, cut this tree down. You're going to get materials off this tree and also bonuses depending on your level. And then see, I used 5 energy right there, so now I'm on 193. I collected some tree stumps or whatever you want to call it. And you can collect around the world for anything. So you can go up to any tree. Some trees you'll be allowed to gather, like this plant right here, I can gather this. The stone behind me, I can gather it. And sometimes you'll get bonuses depending on what level you're at. Also, as you level up this, there's another indicator right here that you can see on your level. So for gathering, that's what the energy is used for. Or, like I said, reviving your workers, stuff like that. You're going to get levels on gathering herbs, gathering stone, and gathering trees. So you can see your level. As you level this up, what's going to happen is it'll actually gather the materials faster. So the process bar, like we see right here, this little wheel going around, will actually move quicker and quicker as you get to the next level, next tiers. So which will allow you to move through the resources a little bit quicker. So to the next thing that we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about skill books and how to obtain skill books. There's 2 different ways to obtain skill books in the gamers right now. You can go on the marketplace, and which one is it? One of these tabs has the skill books. This one right here, I think, yeah. So here's all the skill books available. So if you don't know Korean, you'll have to do the translation thing that we talked about before and translate what book you need. But this book's available for all the different types of skills in the game, and not all the books are the same, so you have to find the right book for your skill. So you can go through here if you want to purchase some books. You're not going to find a lot of them on here because most people are going to use the books to level up. And the books that you're going to get from questing, again, you get books from questing and books off of just random mobs. So as you kill mobs, you're going to get these books, and you're going to get different levels of books. You'll see there's like a basic book, then there's a medium tier, then a high tier book. And there's also your passive skills, which are right here. So as you get, these are like purple books for these. Sometimes you'll get them to drop in the world. But most of the time these books will drop off random mobs. And what you want to do on leveling up this bar is just apply the books, and you'll see you get a level for that. Depending on how they get like an experience bar goes around, that's going to level up the skill level. As far as I know, what I've been told so far, the max level on skills is 30. That may change, that may not be factual. But what I was told so far, that's what the max each skill can go to is 30. Like I said, because you have a set of books here, doesn't mean that these books apply to this. So, for example, I can apply this book to here. You still have 3 books for here. So each of these books are different for each of the skills. And for each of the classes, which is kind of crazy that they did that. There's that many books in the game. I think it's a little bit nuts. But that's how it is. For the next and the final part of the experience bar is going to be this experience bar here, which is your main experience bar, which is going to allow you obviously to become more powerful as you level up. It increases your output power on on AP, increases your defense power. Not your final level. I'm also talking about Black Spirit level 2. So on your experience bar in Black Desert Online, if you played it before, how it worked, the majority of your experience came from farming mobs, just grinding out on the mobs and just killing them over and over and over. So questing wasn't important. So you never had to actually finish the quest to get levels. In this game, it doesn't work that way. This game, it actually works on you actually finishing the quests is where you get 95% of your experience from. So you actually want to collect as many quests as you can and finish them all. That's going to allow you to hinder the most experience per hour. Also, grinding mobs is going to give you a little bit, but it's a very small percent. Like you might kill 10 to 15 mobs, you might get 1.1%. So you want to focus on grinding your quests and focus on getting those completed, so you can get the most experience per level per hour. There's also some experience that's going to also hinder you to be stronger, and that's going to talk about the Black Spirit. So this little tab right here is your Black Spirit level, and this is important. You need to level this up and work on putting points into him. So as you obtain resources and certain items, I don't have any right now, but there's just special little stones that you get for him that are only for him only, and those are going to give you the maximum experience boost or level towards him. And he has the same thing. He has his own experience bar, as you can see right here, and his own level. If you click this little magnifying glass right here, it'll show you actually what it does. So for him right now, at level 30 for the Witch, I'm getting 234 more AP, 216 DP, and 1,020 health points added to my pool just from him. So as you level him up, it's going to make you stronger, and it's going to make him stronger. And he also gets some added buffs as he gets to a certain level. So level 20, I think it is, or level 25 or something. Level 25 or level 20, level 30. And these are going to give you different buffs on your character, different Black Spirit abilities, their special abilities in the world. So you want to make sure that you're putting points into him. And you can also put other mats, other resources. So for example, this white item, I can put this into here, and that's going to help me a little bit stronger. I can put this item in. I'm not going to because I want to sell it. But you could put random junk items you get instead of putting them on the market. They're not selling on the market, for example. So I might actually have some items on the market that aren't selling. Let's see what I have. So for example, this item isn't sold. This item hasn't sold. These green items aren't selling. So I could do, because they're not selling, I could still use them for things. So I could go into here and apply these and give them these items, and that will help get them closer to the next level. Obviously the blues and the purples and the yellows, if you have extras of them and you can't sell them, you can give them to him, and that's going to give him a bigger boost on his experience bar. So I think that's about it. Oh, we can also talk about leveling up your horses and leveling up your pets, I guess, quickly, because it is another experience bar that also gives you bonuses. So each pet that you get, depending on what it is, it's going to give you different abilities and different stats. So as you level them up or smash the pets and get to the next tier, which we can talk about in another video about pets and leveling the pets up individually and enhancing pets. But how they actually work, you want to spend a little bit of time leveling them up. So as they get to max level, you're going to see there's going to cost a little bit of money. There's going to be a level bar for them, and there's going to be a requirement to level them up. So for example, I think this one. So right here, for example, this guy can go to level 2. So it means at level 2. So for level 3, it's going to cost me 2,000 silver. And if I click on it, it's going to have a time frame now. It's going to be an hour and a half, looks like, to level them up. I can speed it up by spending energy. And I can keep doing that. So if I don't want to be grinding resources, I can use my energy for other things. For example, speeding this process up. And like I said, if you wanted to find out exactly what this means, you can use the translator thing that we talked about before. And either use Google Translate on your phone, or use the other programs that we talked about in the video to translate what this means and what this 3% is giving you. So sometimes there'll be initial buffs, sometimes it could be there'll be random things. Like sometimes it'll be like fishing, might be gathering faster, might be whatever. It could be movement speed. it's all randomized and not basically not one thing is usually the same. Sometimes it can be, but not usually. So you have to just research that and find out what it translates to. And there's also, let's see if I can get my horse here. Alright, so also on the horse, as you level the horse up to the next tier, which we'll talk about in another video, how to capture and exchange your horse to the next tier, there's also buffs on him as well. You don't actually level him up, but you want to be enhancing them to the next tiers to get the buffs and initial skill boosts out of them as well. So like this one here is an actual buff on my character. This is his actual abilities. So everything has a perk to you, and it's to enhance your abilities to be stronger, move faster, play better in the game. So you want to be focusing on all those experience bars and work together and kind of harmony to make things work well. Don't kind of focus on one, let the other one slip away. Like example, the Black Spirit is very important because you can see the boost it gives. You want to make sure that you're leveling him up as also leveling up yourself, and like I said, focusing on CP so you can buy the best workers so you can progress and get the most silver. If you're not doing those things in harmony, you're going to kind of fall behind in one thing or other, and you might find that's going to hinder yourself from expanding to the next level in the game because your gear score is down because you don't have enough money to maybe buy the next enhancement item or spend money on enhancements or whatever it is. So hope this video helped you guys, and hope to see you guys in the next one.